Currently, outer space is a stage for several bizarre phenomena. These events won't be covered in the evening news, and the world is not in a panic yet. Maybe they need to be, though. Just a couple of days back, NASA gave a quiet confirmation that the rumors sounded like something straight out of a sci-fi film. A signal from an interstellar object, not from our solar system, has just been sent back. To be precise, they are calling it the interstellar object 3I/ATLAS, which is the third confirmed body from outside our solar system to travel through our cosmic region. However, this one is peculiar. Perhaps you recall Oumuamua, which was detected in 2017. That elongated, bizarrely shaped object that left scientists scratching their heads and opened up theories from a space rock to alien technology. It flew through the solar system, had an unusual rotation, and even gained speed without any visible propellant. No one could find a logical explanation for it. Following the discovery of Borisov in 2019, an icy comet that also came from another star system, but was regarded as more normal. We are now in the year 2025, and 3I/ATLAS has arrived. However, this time, everything has gone very differently. To start, its path was very unusual and caught the attention of many. It was hyperbolic, but still not acting like how it should. Eventually, it started to lose speed. It was not due to gravity or outgassing. It was simply slowing. All the scientists around the world, and particularly experts in this field of astrophysics, were totally astonished. Sleeping objects from interstellar space don't get sluggish. They are quick, wild, and dulled. But 3I/ATLAS was behaving like it was being driven. It was as if something, or maybe someone, was directing it. And then, on a quiet night observed by NASA's Deep Space Network, it happened. A shout-out. Short, high frequency, clean. It lasted for 46 seconds. And after that, it just vanished. Initially, NASA kept quiet. In fact, for the first 48 hours, nothing was said at all. However, later on, a strange entry showed up in their deep sky archives that read, "Structured anomaly A/1128 detected along 3I/ATLAS trajectory." No press release was issued. No media briefing occurred, just a note left behind discreetly. However, the situation is different. It is now 2025. There are people observing it. Astronomy hobbyists who have got themselves powerful telescopes. Independent academics who are using AI-powered data scanners. And they realized that a signal had been detected as well. What was their discovery? Quite frightening. The sequence was not random. It was a very close resemblance to a sequence found everywhere in nature, in biology, and even in the human body. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. It was the Fibonacci series. If you're not aware, you might note that this pattern can be found in the entire cosmos, such as the spirals of galaxies and the layout of sunflower seeds. It is labeled as the common signature of the cosmos. Usual manner of operations. However, in this case, nature was not self-revealing. It appeared to be a communication. Now ponder this. What could be the reason that a rock or ice or any other form of 3I/ATLAS would produce such a precise mathematical pattern? What would be the reason for it to emit anything at all? It's illogical. At least, if we are still insisting that this is only a comet. Researchers from SETY and a few from Harvard carried out the computations. They verified that the signal was not noise. It was deliberate. One unidentified person indicated that the signal stopped at the same time that 3I/A TLAS was closest to the sun. It was as if that was the moment it needed to check in. Check in with whom or what? Let's consider a theory, one that even some mainstream scientists are beginning to quietly voice. What if 3I/A TLAS did not simply come here by chance? What if it were deliberately sent? We have been transmitting signals to the universe for more than a century. Radio waves, satellite pings, even the golden records on Voyager 1 and 2. Maps, music, and greetings from Earth. If there is something, someone listening, perhaps this is their answer, an answer that took centuries to arrive. And this is where it all becomes very real. Because according to secret papers that were leaked and posted anonymously on the internet, a person at JPL, NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab, thinks the signal was not intended for Earth. Instead, it reflected off one of our satellites. The purpose was not to communicate with us, but to pass the message on to another place. Maybe to an already existing entity in our solar system. Just let it sink in for a moment. The signal might have been a very soft noise, or even a signal to someone that the receiver is ready and a call to someone who has been sleeping. And what about the silence that came after? Perhaps it was not silence, but rather a sound that was too faint for us to capture with our hearing. What I am personally afraid of is this. We stare at the night sky and pray that we are not the only ones. However, possibly, we might already know the opposite is the case. It is possible that governments were aware of the existence of aliens long before the public got to know about it. This is because you do not Space Force for billions just to blow off the money. You do not set up orbital defense systems, a laser tracking network, and a rapid response anti-satellite measures unless you have something planned. While they claim it is all about asteroids and space junk, to justify the huge expenses, 3I/A TLAS proves that there is more to space than just rocks and ice. There's life, or at least the presence of life is suspected. Ironically, you will not see this on CNN or BBC. The content is not being promoted by Twitter's algorithm. Reddit discussions have suddenly come to an end without any explanation. What is the reason? Is it because the story is too far-fetched? Or is it because it is the truth? We are now in an age of human history where the truth lies buried under a pile of distractions. Focus here. Celebrity news. Focus there. Technology scandals. But the universe? Quietness. Event though there might be something looking at us from it just now. And this is the thought that disturbs me most. If this really happened, if some extraterrestrial beings actually sent 3I/A TLAS here bearing a message, how do we fit in? Like ants discovering a radio? Or are we all together in something much bigger than we ever thought? Would they regard us as being wise, kindly disposed, hostile? For a long time, we have questioned whether there is life outside the Earth or not. But it seems now that the more appropriate question would be what to do when they reply. Could we have just become part of a dialogue if the signal was indeed meant to be found? And the truth is, we are totally lost when it comes to the way they communicate, the rules of engagement, and whether the sender exists or not, possibly just watching from a distance. However, there are certain things we know. NASA recorded it, China, Russia, and Europe went into action tracking the source of the signal. SETI silently added to their active alerts list. And what about 3I/ATLAS? It is still out there, still on the move, still silent. Or perhaps just silent to us. So what's our response? We start by being observant. Then we proceed by posing questions. Following that, we make our demand for openness, and looking up becomes our constant practice. The reason for this is that there has been a response from the other side. And the tale is not finished yet. Definitely not by a long time. They did send a sign. Are you listening? Subscribe to receive the latest news, and do share this with anyone whom you think needs to know. And do not forget, the universe above is not barren. Also, the truth is never as silent as they wish you to think it is.